6 is generous.
Generous?
It's generous, man.
You're kidding.
Look,
What?
Skip, he's 4-0. He's thrown 5 touchdowns, right? Not 15 touchdowns. 5 in 4 games. That's a touchdown and a quarter if you can slice off a ball or something in quarters. Then on that, statistically, when you think about it, he's nowhere near where MVPs at the quarterback position has been. He's not there yet, okay? He's on a team with Christian McCaffrey. So if you look at the average MVP passing numbers over the last 5 winners, 4,300 yards, that's 273 a game. 42 touchdowns, okay? Outside of Lamar Jackson, who had 1,200 yards rushing and 7 touchdowns and only threw for 3,100 yards, he had 36 touchdowns in the air. So Brock Purdy's not going to be able to do that. He's just not. I get it. It's a great story. I like him. I think he's a phenomenal player. If he keeps it up, he's going to cash in. He won't be the lowest paid starting quarterback in the National Football League. He just won't be. They'll go on and do some magical things, but he's not an MVP. Kyle Shanahan, for whatever Kyle Shanahan says, that he's not a system quarterback, that's fine, okay? We've seen Kyle Shanahan with other quarterbacks do wonders and have success. So I just want to say I tip my hat off to him, but he's not an MVP. Their MVP on the offensive side of the ball is that dude number 23. That's their MVP, McCaffrey. Just being honest with you, Skip.
Go, Michael.
Let me tell you something, man. And the problem is not Brock Purdy and Key. It's us. It's us. It's the system. Right now, we keep talking about, and you just mentioned he's a system quarterback. We say that as if it is taken with the negative. He's a system quarterback. And people, they put a knock against him when we say that. The reality is, a job of the head coach is to find the right system for his quarterback.
Absolutely.
To make it fit.
Absolutely. That's
what they've done in Philadelphia.
Yes.
And Jalen Hurts is a system quarterback. In that system, he's hard to beat. He's a system quarterback. In that system, he's hard to beat. This system fits Brock Purdy perfectly.
Yes.
It really does. It fits him perfectly. Now, he's very efficient in it. He doesn't throw interceptions. He doesn't make bad decisions. He gets the ball in his playmaker's hands. When we start talking MVP, we want to see people do gaudy things.
Absolutely.
We want to see him throw for 400 or 500 yards. We want to see him make some incredible plays, not just being efficient. I think he definitely should be in an MVP race because when you can go 20 or 21 on a football team in the National Football League, that says a great deal. He's dispensing that ball out. This team is great in run out the catch, 453 yards and run out the catch. People give that credit to the receivers when they should be also giving it to the quarterback because he's getting it in their hands in a position that they can still make things happen after they catch the ball. He's not getting the credit he deserves. I agree with that.
No, he's not, but I'm going to ask you and Skip, and it's just simple, man. He deserves to be mentioned and doing all that things. Would you take him in Buffalo over Josh Allen? Probably not.
I don't know.
You probably would
I'd have to think hard about
yes,
it.
I would.
Not.
Yes, I would. In the system
not.
he's in.
No,
I'm
you
not
wouldn't.
putting Josh Allen.
No, you wouldn't. No, you wouldn't. Michael, no, you wouldn't.
Josh
you wouldn't.
Allen may be Trey Lance in that system. Did you hear what I'm saying?
No.
Josh Allen may be Trey Lance in that system.
Come on, Michael.
Why should I take another Trey Lance
you're not
over
gonna
Brock Purdy?
You're not going to take Brock Purdy over Patrick Mahomes. You're not going to take Brock Purdy over Joe Burrow, even though Joe Burrow's having a down year. It just so when you talk about MVPs, when you talk about
you sound like somebody. You sound like telling somebody there's no way you're going to take Steve Young, athletic Steve Young, over Joe Montana. You see what I'm saying? And that's not the reality.
No, I never said that. I never said that.
You're talking about the more you want to talk about the more. You told me I wouldn't take Josh Allen.
No, and the reason I'm saying
quarterback, right?
The reason I'm saying this though, Michael, is Brock Purdy does not fit what Buffalo wants to do. Skip. Josh Allen can fit into what Kyle. If If, in fact,
No,
Kyle Shanahan had Josh Allen, they might not never lose and go to the Super Bowl ever. They might win 10 of them in a row.
You remember Josh Allen
the
on
games
opening
played
night?
shoulder up.
Why you think he went out and reached for Trey Lance? Because he wanted Josh Allen. He wanted that. That's why he reached for it, to try to make it better, Skip.
All right, here's the point. Brock Purdy scares me to death going into Sunday night, because the harder I look, the better he looks. The more I want him to mess up, screw up, get exposed, the harder I look for that, the more he does nothing wrong. I'm saying, what does he ever do wrong? You talk about only 5 touchdowns, 0 picks in 4 games. He just does not turn the ball over, and yet he is running away with QBR. He's running away with it. He has surpassed Tua by 6 points. That's a huge gap. He is running away with passer rating. And the key stat that he's running away with exposes all those people who think that he's just a game manager system quarterback, because check this out. On passes thrown over 10 yards this year in the National Football League, he leads the league with 72% completion of 10 or more yards. I'm sorry. Kyle Shanahan keeps trying to tell you, I took the training wheels completely off. We do everything we want to do with this kid because he's shown me again and again, under fire, under pressure, biggest moments, that he will execute whatever play I want to call. Are they run-based? Sure they are. They're like Michael's Cowboys. They are, at heart, a running football team. I got that. But you cannot win without Troy Aikman, and you cannot win without Brock Purdy. In the end, you can't win without Troy to Michael Irvin in big key moments. When it's time to make a play, this kid just makes plays. And Michael summed it up against Arizona. It looked like they were in a little trouble for a while. It looked like a football game. And all of a sudden, he winds up with 20 of 21. 20 of 21 for 283. Are you kidding me? That's ridiculous. He set the franchise record for percentage completion in a game. And there was a guy named Montana and there was a guy named Steve Young, because that's just silly stats to me.
But Skip,
what does he do wrong?
Right, you keep talking about, can you bring up those guys? Because here again, you're proving my point. What I started this whole conversation with is we get caught up in the eye gate. We want to see Lamar Jackson kind of plays, and we say that's an MVP. You want to see the Josh Allen do all of these crazy things, and you say that's an MVP. The football game, playing quarterback, the game should be played really shoulders up. That's what Brock Purdy does better than all those guys you mentioned. That's why I'll take Brock Purdy over Josh Allen. You're looking at Josh Allen.
But don't you sit up here and try to convince the people
I agree.
looking at this show that you would
listen to what I'm saying.
Michael.
In this system, listen, in this system, you telling me, you said he wanted him or Josh Allen. That's what Kyle Shanahan wanted. No, he wants the skill set of a Josh Allen, but he wants the mind of a Brock Purdy. He tried to get them together. That's why he went out to Trey Lance. But he learned that the skill set shoulders down, if it ain't right shoulders up, doesn't matter. You need to win. This
But my point is that it does matter. It's not that I'm dismissing his ability. What I'm trying to tell you is, when you talk about MVP, most valuable player, he is not the most valuable player on his team. He is not the most valuable player in the National Football League.
He's by far the most valuable on his team.
Oh, no, stop.
Hey, Christian McCaffrey's are a dime a dozen. They just are. You can find them.
No.
That's so far from the truth. If that was the case, how come a lot of teams don't have him if it's a dime a dozen? It's a lot of teams.
I tell you what. If he's not the MVP on the team, take him off that team. He won 5 games last year, 4 this year. He's undefeated at quarterback. Take him off. I don't mind. Sit him down.
You're saying 2 different things, though, Michael. I'm not saying that he's not efficient. I'm not saying that he's not good. I'm not saying he doesn't fit in their system. What I am simply saying is he is not an MVP. Most valuable player. Kyle Shanahan has shown you that he has been able to win with certain quarterbacks, whether it's Matt Ryan, whether it's Jimmy Garoppolo. He's shown you.
He can win a game here. Right.
I'm just telling you, he's shown you that. And then you say gaudy numbers. Well, every quarterback that has ever won MVP has gaudy numbers except Lamar Jackson. If you combine his numbers, they become gaudy because he does it two ways, in the air and on the ground. So you're going to get gaudy numbers. You're not giving an MVP trophy to somebody that throws for 15 touchdowns in a season. Come on, man. You know better than this.
Let me just say this. We keep getting caught into that. We keep going. We just remember the greatest that ever played this game. The greatest that ever played this game played it with his mind. He wasn't Josh Allen.
Did.
He wasn't his great athlete. And he won MVP because he played the game with his mind. He got the ball out to the guys. The only reason Tom Brady did the same thing that Brock Purdy did. The only reason we talk about Brock Purdy in this way is because we say Tom Brady didn't have anybody with him. He kept raising these guys up. And we said Brock Purdy got all the best athletes, but he's dispensing this ball.
Tom Brady was throwing for 4,500 yards in his sleep in 30-plus touchdowns every single year. Literally. Every year he was breaking records. He broke the scoreboard with Randy Moss.
Tom Brady was not doing that. Just like Brock Purdy. Tom Brady was
when he was winning MVPs, Michael Irvin, when Tom Brady was winning MVPs, he was breaking the scoreboard.
Right.
Are you crazy?
In 07, he was racking them. He was racking it up in 07. It was later in his career.
Exactly. Early on, Tom Brady was not an MVP. It was the entire team. Early on in Brock Purdy, Lord have mercy. Brock Purdy's career, he is on a team. 6 years from now, that may be different. Today, he is not the MVP.
Okay, but back to Josh Allen.
Yes, go ahead.
Opening night,
I understand.
You came in here the day after and you said, Lord have mercy about Josh Allen.
Yes, I did.
Because he threw three horrendous interceptions.
Not very good.
That handed the game to the New York Jets and Zach Wilson, right?
Not very good.
So you're a little bit prisoner of Sunday's moment because I came in here on Monday.
It's called disappointment at the beginning of the season for a guy that I thought would play better.
Josh Allen played the best game of his life against Tua and the Dolphins this past Sunday.
And that's what MVPs do. They rise to the occasion.
Oh, I see.
That's what they do. Am I lying? Okay. You've been covering it for a long time, Skip. Am I lying? Michael Jordan is an MVP because he rose to the...
Josh Allen's a mistake waiting to happen. You know it and I know it. A sack fumble, big interception. He's going to try to do too much. He gets a little
I bet you the Cowboys would like to have him.
Well, but...
I know how to quiet you down.
But what does that mean? Okay, I'm on the record. I don't love my quarterback. I like Brock Purdy a lot more than I like Dak Prescott, and I would trust Brock Purdy a lot more on Sunday.
So you'd rather have Brock Purdy than Dak Prescott?
Sure, I would. Well, who wouldn't?
Okay.
Who wouldn't now? You realize that Kyle... think about this. Kyle and his father, Mike Shanahan, and John Lynch got their considerable brains together, and they said, you know what? We're done with Trey Lance. We just gave the sun and the moon for Trey. What was it? 3 firsts and all those stuff. It was just a ton of draft picks. They gave their future up for Trey Lance. And all of a sudden they said, wait a second. Mr. Irrelevant is way better to our eyes and our minds than Trey Lance. So we will just give Trey Lance away to Jerry Jones. Thank you very much, because he may turn back into that Trey Lance.
Y'all should play Cooper Rush instead of Dak then.
Okay. Hey, do I think we'd have a better chance Sunday with Cooper Rush at quarterback? You better believe I do.
I bet you Michael Irvin don't think that.
Okay, well, he doesn't. He's hanging in there with Dak because you got to. You just...
but I understand that theory because you're saying, hey, Cooper Rush gets the ball out of his hand and put it in the playmaker's hands and let him do it.
He is more like Brock Purdy than Dak.
We keep saying this, right? But we keep saying, like, that's a bad thing. It's a great thing to have. That's what you want out of your quarterback. Brock Purdy.
I like efficiency. That's all I ever had with quarterbacks that was good was efficiency. I had guys that were efficient, very efficient. When they were good, they were very efficient. They were never considered MVPs based on having 5 touchdowns and 0 interceptions. I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying, man.
Who was your best quarterback you played with?
I would say Vinny and then Brad. Vinny and then Brad.
Brad Johnson.
I only played with Vinny. I played with a younger Vinny in '98. He was just ridiculous in '98. And then I got him again in Dallas at that point. He was like, should have been retired in a nursing home or something.
Okay, I got it. Thanks for watching, Undisputed fans. Do you want more highlights from the show? make sure to click that subscribe button for all the exclusive content from Undisputed.